some niggas, that's all they know.
Is that black parents though? Like, okay,
yes,
a lot of parents teach you right? They teach you right.
No. Some parents
it's a lot of missing pieces.
Some parents are terrible.
A lot of missing pieces.
Some parents will tell you to pick up the gun.
Yeah.
Or some parents will just be so hands off.
Yep.
Or just so weak.
That's it.
It happens differently all the time. Mm-hmm. But sometimes some parents are just terrible parents.
Yep.
And a lot of times that's what it's boiled down to. Just the parents and or the community you grew up in is just so backwards that's where you end up. And I gotta look into this. I saw like somebody else talking, another podcast I was watching, where they was talking about, I gotta look into the source of, I think it was like W.E. Du Bois or somebody talked about this, but they was talking about how in the white community, like younger white people are able to, part of the reason why they're able to become successful is because they have a legacy to uphold. Mm-hmm. So they're white and they come from a long line of people that had a job or whatever. Mm-hmm. So because they're white and they have a standard in their community of, oh, you got to go graduate college. You have to go get a job. You got to work for a bank. You got to be a lawyer. You got to be a doctor, yada, yada. And there's a lot of communities, white people, Asians. They got a standard in their community where they have to be successful because everybody behind them was successful. Everybody around them is successful. So it's like expected to be successful. So regardless of what they want to do in their personal life, they go be successful. Mm-hmm. In the black community, in many black communities, black neighborhoods, it's expected for you to fuck up. Mm. Like where they ended up, a lot of them brothers, them three brothers, they kind of knew that's where they was going to end up. It's not surprising that they knew that was going to happen to them. It's not necessarily, it's fucked up they don't want to be there. But I bet if you talk to them three, you talk about their life and what they was going through but prior to the incident with the rapper, this is not surprising that they ended up there. Mm. And in many black communities, we expect to end up in jail for the rest of our life.
Oh my God.
That's what we expect it, and that's why we end up there, because it's so normal to us, we don't even try to stop it. Mm-hmm. Many of us. We just go along with the flow, and that's part of the reason why the parents don't do enough.
Right.
And don't instill enough into the kids to know that this is where you'll end up. No, I'm not saying every parent in the black community is terrible, but I'm saying there are many bad ones. And that's why your kids in his 20s going to go to jail for the rest of his life, because you didn't uphold him to a higher standard. You just let him fall to the wayside. You didn't do enough to make sure he didn't fall into that lifestyle.
Come clipper that shit, right?